take a look at the latest headlines coming out.
Hey everybody. Okay, so let's look at the...
Some pretty incredible developing news coming out today.
Hold on. Let's take a look at my previous video. And this is what I'm connecting to my previous video. Because this is exactly what I was talking about. Watch and see. Shout out to Steve Ram on YouTube. Check him out. Give him the love. Show him the love by giving him the like and the subscribe. And like and subscribe here as well if you want. Thanks. It would really help me out. So shout out to Steve Ram.
Trump directs the Pentagon to prepare for military restructuring against China and Russia. Now this is coming out yesterday, September the 3rd, being updated today, September the 4th. I'm going to dive into all the...
And we're worried about fighting amongst ourselves.
Details for you. As take a look at more headlines. Trump has directed the Pentagon to prepare for military restructuring as Russia and China get closer together. Trump orders Pentagon to prepare for deterring Russia and China. Now this comes as yesterday. I'm going to be sharing with you the video clip.
Headline after headline after headline of all about, and China unveils a new laser weapon. I mean, hello? And supposedly ballistic that can reach here. Now whether that's true or not, I don't know. Could be propaganda. Because, you know what? Our president also told us we have something that nobody else has. Whether that's true or not, I don't know. That's not for us. That's for him and the military. But we gotta pay attention, peeps. Because we're gonna end up at WW you know what. So... Truth Social post.
The big question to be answered is whether or not President Xi of China will mention the massive amount of support and blood that the United States of America gave to China in order to help to secure its freedom from a very unfriendly foreign invader. Many Americans died in China's quest for victory and glory. I hope that they are rightfully honored and remembered for their bravery and sacrifice. May President Xi and the wonderful people of China have a great and lasting day of celebration. That was yesterday, but look at this. Please give my warmest regards to Vladimir Putin and Kim Jong-un as you conspire against the United States of America. President Donald J. Trump. Wow.
Are we paying attention to what the heck's going on out there in the world? All you little activists that are worried about, oh, we can't behave in this way because somebody's feelings might get hurt. We're staring down something like this. I think we need to start standing together and stop trying to fight each other so much. And remember that we're all one people under God. One nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Do you agree with Donald Trump that yesterday's meeting was not...
And the real problem, I think, is people need to remember that pledge that they took, and they still take. They should take it daily. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Just them coming together and celebrating, but also conspiring against the United States unification as China unveiled new nuclear weapons, missiles, new capabilities that they're saying could reach anywhere in the world, and articles specifically saying that what they unveiled yesterday has the ability to hit the United States of America. If you agree with...
That's not good. Because they do not like us. So we need to remember that. And
Donald Trump
all that.
47.
All right, let me skip ahead a little bit to the article.
And let's start off with some video footage.
Here we go.
So you can see it for yourself. And then we're going to be taking a look at the articles to give us some more details as well. Let's go ahead and dive right in. In Beijing, Xi had some friends over for dinner.
That's the axis of evil.
Modi from India was there. He hadn't been to China in 7 years.
Axis of evil.
Ready to march in the parade. Xi, Vlad, and Kim wanted a little alone time.
And
they got caught on the hot.
Just so we know, all those folks out there who's calling Donald Trump a dictator and oligarchy and all that, that's what you're looking at right here, okay? Because you would not be able to do, as I said in my previous videos, any of what y'all are doing. The protests, the bashing your president, none of that takes place in any of those countries. I can guarantee you. And if it does, those people are swiftly, justice is served in Putin's eyes. I'm assuming. But I guarantee they're not walking around with $1,500 cell phones in their pocket, able to go on a TikTok app and bash Putin the way some of the American young women and men get on TikTok and other platforms and bash their president. Usually on their entitled $1,500 iPhone that their mama or daddy bought them. And then bash our president. Yeah. Sounds, yeah.
Mike. And it was a little.
Meanwhile, this is going on.
In the past, people rarely lived longer than 70 years. But today, they say that at 70, you are still a child.
Human organs can be continuously transplanted. The longer you live, the younger you become, and can even achieve immortality.
They're crazy.
About immortality.
They're insane.
What they talked about when they didn't think people were listening? That's it. Trump wasn't there, but he sent Xi a message. Please give my warmest regards to Vladimir Putin and Kim Jong-un as you conspire against the United States of America.
And he's not wrong.
Also showed off his toys. He took Vlad and Kim to the military parade, gave them a look-see at his nuclear triad. And they even laid eyes on his robot wolves and underwater drones. CNN was downright giddy.
We're watching live pictures tonight, right now, a massive parade.
Also, people like this are un-American to be acting like that. Wow, she's talking about another country and you... Shame on you, CNN. Just saying.
As the Chinese President Xi Jinping is showing off his country's arsenal and military might to the world.
This is a message of strength. This is...
No, it's a message of, we don't care.
a message of...
Why? Because the bigger your weapon, the bigger your boy? I don't get it. Are you a man because of that? No. Actually, what it makes you is, in Old West style, you would be considered less than a coward, I guess. Because real men don't need big things like that. And you don't need that for peace. You can achieve peace. What's wrong with having peace? But nobody wants that. They'd rather have this. And leaders in our own country and propaganda BS like from her and CNN and other networks as well, I'm sure, mainstream media in general, basically, instead of saying that this is, and bashing this, instead of saying this is not a message of strength, this is a message of cowardice. That's what they should be saying, because they should be standing up for their country and not worried about what Xi Jinping is doing.
Victory. After all, they are commemorating the 80th anniversary of the surrender of Japan.
All right, I don't really care about that. I don't want to listen to them.
But we want to do it because he has to feed his inner image monster.
CNN won't celebrate our military, but they're celebrating China's victory over Japan.
That is true. They didn't want to celebrate our anything about us. But they do, yeah.
Manchuria, Inner Mongolia, Taiwan, Hong Kong. Mao won a few small battles, but it was the U.S. military that decimated the Japanese Empire in the Pacific theater and forced their surrender with atomic bombs, too. We basically liberated their country. Have the Chinese said thank you?
I thought it was a beautiful ceremony. I thought it was very, very impressive. But I understood the reason they were doing it, and they were hoping I was watching, and I was watching. President Xi is a friend of mine, but I thought that the United States...
We're not scared of anybody.
...mentioned last night during that speech because we helped China.
And if they're trying to intimidate, you're not. You're not. We're not afraid of you. Or anyone. And y'all want to try to stand against us, you're going to be in for a big surprise. And that's the only thing that CNN and any other network should report on. They should be reporting on the facts and going, we stand with our president. But no, of course not.
The Mideast owes us after we bombed Iran and gave them AI. So they should sell oil to Modi to wean them off Vlad's teeth. Vlad lost his customers in Europe. Now America is selling energy to the French and Germans. So Putin's putting down a big old pipeline to China. It's supposed to be finished next decade and supply 15% of China's energy. Russia and China are glowing closer. Someone might have to bomb that pipeline like Nord Stream. Trump's not thrilled with Putin.
I have no message to President Putin. He knows where I stand, and he'll make a decision one way or the other. Whatever his decision is, we'll either be happy about it or unhappy. And if we're unhappy about it, you'll see things happen.
Now, the media says Trump hasn't done enough. The president said, I'm just getting started.
You've expressed many times your...
They really don't know what they're doing. They're going to F around and they're going to find out hard.
How do you know there's no action? Really? Who are you with? We're the police media. Okay. How do you know there's no action? Would you say that putting secondary sanctions on India, the largest purchaser outside of China, they're almost equal, would you say there was no action? That cost hundreds of billions of dollars to Russia. You call that no action? And I haven't done phase 2 yet, or phase 3. But when you say there's no action, I think you ought to get yourself a new job.
See, the real problem is that everybody is too busy trying to be against him instead of standing with him, as they should, as true Americans. And if you're an American and you don't stand with your president, then you don't stand for anything, and you should be booted from the country because of the fact that whether you like him or not, he's your president that was elected and put into office. It's that simple. And a majority of the country still support him and his policies. And why do they do that? Because the Democratic Party is too busy playing peacemaker and, oh, your feelings are hurt, oh, your feelings, or being in power and being corrupt. The fact that they tried to let billions of illegals into our nation just so they could sway the voting balance and all that other stuff. And then what happens? Every single time, vote after vote went to Trump. And guess what? This shit keeps up. That's what's going to happen again in 4 years. Or whatever it is. for the next president. It ain't going to be Trump probably, but it'll be Vance or Rubio. The best one would be a Marco Rubio J.D. Vance ticket. I'm pretty sure we all want that. Anyway, the point is it's un-American not to stand with your president. You might not like him, you might not agree with him, you might not agree with his policies, but you still support him because he's your president. I'm not telling you to run out and vote for him or whatever. I'm telling you, you don't get on anywhere and bash him where other nations can see. That's un-American, and it's not okay.
Meeting and keeps escalating the war in Ukraine. Trump doesn't have.
All right, so we're going to skip a little.
He's still in a Democrat city. They have to dodge bullets.
There you have it, you guys. Now, let me know your thoughts in the comments. Now, are you happy with the way that Donald Trump has...
Here's an article. Trump directs Pentagon to prepare for military restructuring against China and Russia. I don't know what that means,
And
but
now we're seeing headlines coming out like this. Are we going to World War III?
kind of looking like a WW3 to me.
With peace. Let me know your thoughts
I don't think
in the comments
that
down
those
below.
two
Let's go ahead and
dictators
get started
want
with that. You can
peace.
see it for yourself. And
I'm talking about Putin and Ching.
coming out about Trump directing the Pentagon to prepare for military restructuring against China and Russia in the last 24 hours. Let's go ahead and take a look at this so you can see it for yourself. Now, it says U.S. President Donald Trump has directed the Pentagon to be ready to detour China and Russia if required, signaling preparations for a large-scale transformation of the American armed forces. Speaking on Fox News on September 3rd, yesterday, and I shared with you this video footage when it came out, U.S. Secretary of Defense...
So basically they're saying that they're going to do something about it because they cannot have those guys being buddy-buddy.
Now, at the same time, President Trump has accused China, Russia, and North Korea of conspiring against the United States, and that is that True Social post I just shared with you. He came out and called them out, saying they are conspiring at this meeting against the U.S. He made the claim as China leader Xi Jinping presided over a massive military parade marking the 80th anniversary of the end of World War II and Japan's surrender. The president did not elaborate on what he meant by conspire, but reminded that the United States played a decisive role in liberating China
That is
from
true.
occupation during the war. Earlier,
And
Chinese
they know it.
President Xi Jinping, Russian leader Vladimir Putin, and North Korean leader Kim Jong-un appeared side by side in Beijing on Wednesday at a grand military parade commemorating the 80th.
In other words, if it wasn't for us, they wouldn't have anything to commemorate.
Donald Trump coming out and letting us know, hey, we're going to be prepared.
They wouldn't have a parade if it wasn't us, for us.
Responses from Russia and China. Here's another one you can see updated today, September the 4th. Trump has directed the Pentagon to prepare for military restructuring as Russia and
We're going to
China
end up at World War III, which is going to make every other prophecy come true.
and North Korea are conspiring against the
And
United States as Chinese leader Xi Jinping presides
it's all because
over a massive
nobody
military
wants to
parade
listen.
in Beijing. Soon
And all the
after Chinese
Democratic
President Xi
leaders are
Jinping,
acting foolish and being stupid, and meanwhile we're about to be launched into World War III. Every Democratic leader ought to be
US President
fired.
Trump directed the Pentagon to be ready to detour China
Because
and
you're too
Russia if
busy
required.
making everybody fight amongst each other to not pay attention to this. So shame on all of you. None of you are American if you act like that. And you are so busy going after Trump and bashing Trump that you're not paying attention to the rest of the world. You're worried about Trump. Your TDS is shining through. And that's for every Democratic leader that is acting like they've been acting.
As Chinese leader Xi Jinping presides over a massive military parade in Beijing, marking the 80th anniversary of the end of World War II. And also here is another one here. Now you can see Pete Hegseth. Trump orders the Pentagon to prepare for deterring Russia and China. Now right after this,
You know what that
we're gonna
means?
show some more video footage so you
World
can
War
see it
III.
for yourself.
That's
US
the
President
quiet
Donald
way of
Trump
saying
has
that.
instructed the Pentagon to prepare for the deterrence of closer ties between Russia and China, raising
In other words, we're going to tell them point blank, knock it the freak off or else. And they're not going to listen, of course, because, well, they're big, big men. They're big, big men. They're big, big men. And, of course, big, big men with big, big things like that and big egos, because that's what this is a massive ego trip. So, Mr. Big Ego over there in Russia and Mr. Big Ego over in China is not going to be okay with just being chill. And then our president is going to go, okay, it's on like Donkey Kong. And all of our Democratic leaders, as of late, are so worried about Trump that did you see any of this coming? Did you see any of this happening? Were you paying attention at all? Don't think so.
concerns about global security dynamics. And a lot of people saying this is speculation of a world war. We're seeing major powers.
It's not
powers,
a
Russia,
speculation.
China, North Korea,
It's going to
coming
happen.
together, celebrating, and as they're doing this,
That is an out and
nuclear
out.
weapons together.
Guess what?
Donald Trump is calling them out. According to U.S. Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth, the move was prompted by what he described as the weakness of the previous administration, which he said inadvertently drew Moscow and Beijing together, close together. Caliber AZ reports per foreign media. He explained that President Trump has tasked the Department of Defense with being ready to restructure armed forces, restore military morale, and reestablish deterrence.
In other words, the moment all this occurs, we're going to be launched into World War III. Do you think that Putin and China, Russia and China, are going to listen to us? No, because of all of the previous administration BS and all the Democratic leaders BS. This is on you. This is all on your doorsteps. If you have a Democrat in front of your leadership, in other words, if you're a Democratic leader and you're a leftist lunatic idiot and you're a previous administration on your doorstep, this is you. This is all on you. Because everybody considered us weak. They were laughing at us.
He emphasized that the United States does not seek conflict, but maintaining readiness is essential
Yes.
for the safety of the American
We don't
people.
want conflict. We don't want war.
Highlighted that U.S. military capabilities would be
We just want
maintained
peace.
across space, air, sea,
But we're
and
sure in the heck not going to let our enemies get together and go, yeah, guess what? We're going to do what we want.
citing the Golden Dome system as a strategic asset that China cannot replicate. He also stressed that diplomatic efforts would continue alongside military preparedness, noting that the president maintains excellent relations with Chairman Xi and intends to leverage this relationship to explore avenues of cooperation. So there you have it. We are hearing that they are trying to detour war, go the route of diplomacy, but at this time,
We only want diplomacy. We don't want war. If that happens, it's because China and Putin don't want peace. Why don't they want peace? Because we've been being laughed at, because we've been the laughingstock because of the previous administration. We're a laughingstock because of how our leadership acts. Our Democratic congressmen and women, have you seen how you have been? We had one when the President of the United States was standing up speaking. He raised a ruckus because he was protesting and they were holding up these pathetic little signs. Do you know how out and out disgusting that was? And yet you guys kept doing it. So shame on all of you, because you know what? This is on your doorsteps. It's just somebody turning around. Come on, get in here. Sorry. A truck's backing up out. That beep, beep, beep is making my dog bark. But my point is that all of this, it's because of that behavior. All of this that's going on now is all because we showed weakness instead of constant strength. Why? Oh, because people had their feelings. People had to feel. Guess where feelings lead?
Simultaneously, Trump is ordering the Pentagon to prepare for deterring China and Russia from a potential future global conflict. And there you can see it.
You want to know where feelings end up?
Updates rolling in today, September the 4th. 2025. Now,
this is what happens when you let everybody into your country.
As we have seen that they are coming together, let's take a look at this video footage.
Today, you saw the video, the new axis of evil, as they're calling it, met in Beijing. So Xi Jinping put on a really big military parade to greet his partners in crime, Vladimir Putin and Kim Jong-un. Now, the CCP was showing...
President Trump, we need to throw a big military parade. Make it big, make it bigger than everything. Really strut our shit. Because we know we're better than that.
Now, some new weaponry, some laser weapons, nuclear ballistic missiles, robotic wolves. The day ended apparently with a musical gala. Because what dictator doesn't love song, dance, and poetry?
Yeah.
Meanwhile, President
Dictator.
Trump is not in the partying mood and posted a message for the three amigos, sending his warmest regards as they conspire against the United States.
And that's exactly what they do.
I was watching. My relationship with all of them is very good. We're going to find out how good it is over the next week or two. We helped China very much, as you know, when they talk about freedom. And I don't believe that...
All right, we saw this part already, so that's pretty much. Let's skip ahead.
The hot mic comment that was caught, that caught a few remarks from Putin about living forever. Watch.
In the past, people rarely lived longer than 70 years.
Oh, this is
But today,
Putin, by the way,
they say
talking.
that at 70, you are still a child.
Human organs can be continuously transplanted. The longer you live, the younger you become, and can even achieve immortality.
He's crazy.
Putin headed up the KGB.
Because you cannot
Thanks to
achieve
the hot mic, I
immortality.
shouldn't have described it that way. He knew exactly what he was saying, and he knew it was going to be picked up on microphone. For anyone who doesn't understand how the KGB operated for decades and decades and still does, they didn't get that. But what did you make of that? That was sending a message to everyone out there, was it not?
That was pretty
Cuckoo,
incredible, and I think not
boo-boo.
surprisingly, both
Cuckoo,
Putin and Xi
boo-boo.
recently turned 70, so suddenly they're fixated on their...
Dude, you're not going to live forever. Eventually, you will leave this plane of existence, as we all do, and you will meet your maker, and you will be judged.
Orthodox Christian like Putin saying he's going to harvest organs to fool God and live forever. It's just it gives you a little window into their world, through the way they see power and the way they treat both the Chinese people and the Russian people, literally as something to be farmed for their own immortality.
Well, China's long suspected to be harvesting organs from prisoners, and I think this brings up is why.
Does that tell you what you want to know about places like that? That's a dictatorship.
Let them cool their jets. They want to play this game.
Basically,
We should
when you sit there and say some shit like, oh, I'm going to harvest, you can replace organs. What are they doing to their patients in Russia and China?
Good evening, Brett.
Does that tell you something bad? That's a dictatorship. This is not.
Diplomacy with President Xi and President Putin and Kim Jong-un. But today,
I mean, I don't know. I'm not a politician, but this is crazy to me.
against the United States.
And I'm sorry, in my opinion, you need to stand with your president if you're an American citizen. If not, there's the border. Don't let it hit you where the good Lord split you. And that's all there is to it, because I'm sure there's some probably illegal immigrant who would love to have your place. We'll make them legal and you can go live where they can, or whatever. How's that? In other words, if you're not willing to stand with your president and stand for America, then get little feller. That's all.
Relationship with all of them is very good.
You'd never know it based on President Trump's Truth Social post to Xi. Please give my warmest regards to Vladimir Putin and Kim Jong-un as you conspire against the United States of America.
Unfortunately, the weakness of the previous administration has driven Russia and China closer together. That was a terrible development of a lack of American leadership and a lack of American strength.
China's
Exactly. If Trump was president 4 years ago, before this, that would never have happened. Or if anyone other than the past administration, the previous administration, even if I don't think, oh my God, goodness, Obama would have let that happen. He would not have. He would have stepped up and went, whoa, 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 take a chill. Let's chill this out. But Biden was playing with the daisies and butterflies and not paying attention, and somebody else was running things that didn't know what the heck they were doing. And look what happened.
military might was on full display in Tiananmen Square as 10,000 Chinese troops marched in formation alongside nuclear weapons, hypersonic missiles.
And we've pretty much seen that repeatedly, but that's pretty much what it is. While we were asleep, and Democratic leaders and activists and all the crazies in the world are so worried about their TDS, their Trump derangement syndromes, instead of paying attention, this was going on. The axis of evil has arrived. That is a prophecy. You want to know what happens next? World War III. I'm hoping and praying that Putin and the rest of them get together and come up with a peace deal. Because remember, boys, God is watching and he doesn't like war. It's not our place to fight that for land that doesn't even belong to us. So chill it out, please. And Mr. President, we support you. That's the only thing you should say. And stand up for your country. That's it, that's all. Otherwise, go. Get. Go live under their rules. See how you like an actual dictatorship. Where you won't be walking around with a $1,500 cell phone in your pocket saying things like you've all been saying about the president. That's all I'm saying. So try to remember that. And can't we all just get along? I mean, aren't we getting a little old for this, guys? As a nation? I mean, come on. It's like every decade, couple 100 years, this has to happen. We get into a big scuffle. Shit gets cleaned up. The earth gets cleansed. And then it happens again. Then we build up society, start over. And then some big, massive thing happens. And we start over again. Aren't we getting a little old for that? Aren't we a little tired of it? Can't we all just get along? and live in peace. Please, give peace a chance. And I'm not talking like the crazy hippie peace. I'm talking about normal peace. Y'all live your lives. Let us live ours. Stop playing Cuckooville and creating things like those ballistics, because it's not cool. Not cool at all, man. Not cool. Anyway, guys, that's pretty much it. They're just pretty much playing the same, because the same story was played on different reports, but they pretty much covered it the same way, that it's those are considered the axis of evil. Those three together is not something that is okay. Not okay. That needs to not be okay. Just saying. Anyway, so that's pretty much it. I hope everybody has a wonderful and blessed day. And please remember to be kind to one another, because life is way too short for all this nonsense that's been going on. Don't let them rip us apart. Pay attention to the outside world, not just in our view. And remember that we're all one nation under God. And we do not need to fight each other when we got bigger problems in the real world. Okay? Anyway, guys, I'll catch you later. Don't forget, like and subscribe for more peace, love, and happiness, and all that. Check you later. Bye. Don't forget, like and subscribe.